So many questions. And why the hell is she wearing an exploding disco ball on her... Well then, your footsteps echo quietly on the sidewalk and you're a bit surprised that there aren't more students out celebrating. For a moment you wish you had brought a jacket as the air is much chillier than you expected. Still, it is a welcome change from the earlier heat of the day. As you walk down the street, the buildings seem to take on a slightly more sinister appearance, the absence of people especially telling. You know, the one good thing about that outfit, if she does get attacked, all she has to do is take out a laser pointer and shine it at her breast, and whoever's trying to come after her will just be, like, sliced to ribbons. Yeah, very effective defense. You see two quite distinct figures up ahead, engaged in a good-natured argument. Maybe each of them will have a job for me. They are two of your closest friends from college, Kasumi and Nathan. Kasumi hasn't decided on a major yet, though she swears she is getting closer to one. Nathan is studying to be a doctor with plans to go back to help his people on the reservation. I also just realized she's apparently finished college, but she's 18? Am I right on that? So, you know, how the hell early did she graduate high school? And that begs the question, how much older are the other people than she is? Hey there. There you are. Nathan, there you are. Good. Maybe you can settle something between us. What are you arguing about now? I hope it's not about who makes the hotter vampire. Wow, you must be psychic. How did you guess? She could be older than 18. I could be just kind of missing. Maybe she's been living with them since she was 18. So she was living with her parents and stepsister while she was going to college. Yeah, could be. Because you two seem to have this argument twice a week. Besides, everyone knows it is Ronan Drake from Crimson Shadows. Please, Cassandra from Blood Covenant has him beat. Once inside, you spend a comfortable hour talking with your friends and enjoying the rather tasty meal from the bar. One thing I won't miss is the smell of formaldehyde. It seeps into everything. Wrinkles her nose. Tell me about it. I could tell what class you were taking from a mile away. Formaldehyde making 101. Or maybe it was casual day at work. Can we not talk about bodies, at least not while we're eating? Is everything alright? You look a little green. Yeah, maybe it's the old dress with that weird dye seeping into your skin and slowly killing you. Oh, and I should also mention, with the sprite flipped, the disco ball is now on the other boob. Yes, well, well, Miss Caitlin, it looks as though the disco ball is on the other breast. I'm fine, I just had a long day. Hell, I'll say, Tyrone wouldn't stop talking about you. Bleh? Oh, what did he have to say about me? I would imagine me is the end of that sentence. Can we save the gossip for later? Oh, fine. So what is everyone going to do over the summer? I'm going to Japan. My parents want to see our family, so I decided to go with. Oh, that sounds like fun. Maybe one day I will get to go. Easy for you to say. You don't know how bad it is when people assume you speak Japanese, but don't. I'm guessing she was born in presumably the U.S., is what this country is in this game. Ugh, that would be bad. Still, at least you don't have people wanting to call you Chief as a nickname. That's just downright racist. Hey, at least I didn't ask you what my spirit animal was. And I appreciate it. No, I'm going home, as it were. It will be nice to see my family as well. And you, Caitlin? Pretty much staying in town, earn a few dollars before I start my job this fall. I'm going to miss the both of you, you know that? Kasumi raises her drink, and you and Nathan do as well, and bring them together in a small clink. The glass shatters and splashes the champagne all over you all and cuts you deeply. All three of you bleed out and die. The end. Well, no romance for us. The conversation starts to wind down, and soon you're left with little to say. Yeah, I like the fact that as far as the invisible drinks go, Nathan's really the only one that looks like he might be holding a glass of anything. I refuse to believe anyone would be holding anything other than maybe a shot with the way Kasumi's doing it there. She can't have anything in that fist at all. And he looks like he could hold a wine glass, maybe, but yeah. Didn't have the art budget for the drinks. I think I'm going to play some karaoke. You don't play karaoke. Okay? I know karaoke very well. I did it for years. My nickname is Karaoke, and I'm not kidding about that. I literally did karaoke as Karaoke. You don't play karaoke. Karaoke is serious business. Either of you wish to join? Just this once, I will. What about you, Caitlin? You two go have fun. I'm going to sit here and finish my drink. Oh, and I don't remember what karaoke actually means, but it is not actually Japanese for tone deaf. That's it. That's incorrect. Time seems slow to a crawl as your friends leave. Just as you're about to get up, you hear a slight cough behind you. Oh no, COVID. Turning around, you see a rather imposing man sporting dark sunglasses behind you. Like we said before, where the cough was. Well, you don't look ominous or anything. Unknown voice. Belonging to known man. Ahem. Eh? Ah, where'd you come from, and what do I call you? Really? This is her response? And what do I call you? If you change that hair to black, he looks like Tommy Wiseau. Oh, hi, Caitlin. I'm here to offer you a job, huh? Don't worry about it. Tristan. I didn't mean to frighten you, madam, and forgive my lack of manners. I'm Tristan. I'm sorry to intrude. I'm shoving my trude into you, but it appears you have an admirer of sorts. It's like a horrible sex line someone used in a Shadowrun campaign. Nice shoes, wanna fuck? Don't tell me it's you. No, madam, I'm just here to offer you a drink from someone quite taken with you. Who is it from? Don't accept the drink. Accept the drink. Well, don't accept the drink. Who is it from? Okay, so we've got don't accept the drink and we've got who is it from. You know what? I think we're going to get further along by finding out who it's from. So I'm going to go with that option. Who's it from? The person wishes to remain anonymous at this time, but his name is Captain Roofie Rape, though they will reveal themselves a little later if you wish it. You may have heard him. He plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Roethlisberger. Don't accept the drink. Accept the drink. Don't accept it. Yeah. Smart move, ladies. I'm a guy and I wouldn't accept the drink. Yeah. Tell my admirer, no, I don't accept drinks from strangers. I understand, madam. I'll leave you alone and hope the rest of your evening is pleasant. Eh? Tristan then leaves back into the confines of the bar. You start to rise, and for a moment your vision starts to swim. You grasp the nearby wall for support and take a deep breath. What did he exhale the roofies into you? You barely noticed that Tristan had accidentally left the drink behind on the counter despite your words, and your wobbling knocked it to the floor. Although you dismiss Tristan, he returns to stand by your side for a few more precious moments. His mouth slightly opens to speak once more when the sound of breaking glass fills the air. This time from behind the bar. What in the hell? If there was a wedding going on, I wouldn't mind so much broken glass. He turns on the corner of his heel and goes to attend to the latest disaster. You take a few more seconds to compose yourself. After a couple more minutes, the vertigo-like symptoms you experienced fade entirely. For the moment, you feel perfectly normal, and so you take in your surroundings. Yeah, what the shit just happened? Off towards the back, you see your friends deep in conversation with a couple of strangers who seem to be completely into them. However, not everyone else is similarly occupied. In fact, you recognize several people you met earlier in the day. In the back, where several ancient arcade machines still work. Yes! Oh yes! That'd be where I am. You see Tyrone pressed against the wall as if trying to escape into the shadows. Near the bar, Nadia is taking small sips from a rather colorful drink with a pink umbrella in it. She seems to simply be people watching, though her lips quirk in a slight smile when she spies you. Yeah, exactly. In front of the Vendetta machine is Keith. Acting oblivious to his surroundings, you notice Victor near the back of the dance floor. However, rather than looking for a prospective partner, he appears to be holding a small electronic gizmo, a device with several blinking lights. Oh, it's the PKE meter. And also the only prospective employee in town. It's like these people in a union represent, both Match.com and Monster.com. In a nearby booth, you notice Ashley on what must be one of her nights off. She is nursing a small drink as well, but rather than enjoying the ambiance, she is clearly deeply engrossed in a book. Nick is here sniffing everyone. And, since dogs usually go for the crotch, we can tell real quick who to avoid ourselves. Finally, you notice a really familiar face, Sabrina. She is holding a rather dark-looking drink, but her attention is focused on the rather gothic-looking redhead in the back. Hello. While you don't know the redhead's name, you've seen her around a few times, and she definitely has your stepsister's attention. If you wanted to, you can approach one of your acquaintances for further conversation. Okay, so we got a choice. Any of the five or nobody? I'm guessing this is the start of our romance path towards somebody. It's been quite a while since I played this game. Misfit votes for Egon, so one for Victor. Either Nadia or Victor. Okay, make your choice, Raku. Victor. Okay. Egon! Whoa. Damn, he cleans down nice. As you get closer to the blonde-haired male, he presents something of an interesting anomaly. While his clothing is perfectly fine attire for a club atmosphere, yeah, the Blue Oyster Club, Victor is oblivious to the people dancing around him or the DJ glaring daggers in his direction. Yep, you're welcome, ladies. Enjoy the beefcake. Looking over his shoulder, you see that he is holding a small wand-like device with a variety of numbers and lights flashing across its screen. This place seems to be a little lively for ghosts. Yikes! Victor rolls around at the sound of your voice, and there is a brief look of panic on his face. Don't do that. You want to give me a heart attack? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if Victor is, like, just bipolar or something, or maybe he has roid rage. Sorry, so what are you looking for? As you correctly surmised, I am looking to see if there's any spectral activity. Unfortunately, it appears I'm just wasting my time. I'm going to go back home and be with my collection of spores, molds, and fungus. Victor raises his electronic device and for a brief instant it is lined up with you. Suddenly the screen goes dark while a single red line runs through its middle accompanied by a low, long pulse. He sees dead people. She could be Janine. Interesting. Is something wrong with your machine? Very likely it is suffering from some malfunction. One can't exactly calibrate electroplasmic spectrometers by an established standard. Well, of course. Stud finder. You sound a little hesitant, though. I tested it thoroughly before coming here this evening. The only time it acted like this... Oh, what happened? Are you familiar with the old Hammond Tower? I remember something happening there about St. Patrick's Day. Victor's eyes open in surprise, but and his mouth quirks in a smile. But and his mouth. His mouth did something too, yes. I'm impressed you remember. Perhaps if you dredge your memory, in the big slime pit that is your brain, you might remember a little something called the St. Patrick's Day Slaughter. That's when the 80s hairband Slaughter played on St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, great wide open for him. It was a total disaster. Your mind briefly goes back to the 6th grade when your class went on a local field trip and a rather imposing-looking tower was part of the itinerary, the Hammond Tower. I remember the teacher said there was so much blood you could swim in it. She's no longer working. Correct. That is when the back of the Irish mob was broken in town. In town? Did you mean to say in two? That is when the back of the Irish mob was broken in town back in the 1930s. I don't know. Murdered, more accurately. Hammond. Say, isn't that your last name? It was the name of my great-grandfather. He was the mastermind behind the slaughter. Oh, boy. Sorry to hear that. Edge back, run! He was a sergeant. Attention, you maggots. There is no need to apologize. It is an established fact that my family made its wealth through bootlegging. While one can't condone his actions to maintain market share, my great-grandfather was effective nonetheless. So did you see anything interesting in the tower? I did observe some unusual activity, if you must know, but nothing which can be considered proof. Oh man, a real live ghost. Well, a real dead ghost. Adjectives don't exactly work, do they? Not for you. Not really. Most times, like tonight, you don't get anything worthwhile. Say, what are you looking for ghosts here anyways? Why are you looking for ghosts here anyways? They're screwing up enough with their diction without me helping. Victor looks at the dancing crowd and his frown deepens a little. He moves to the corner of the room and beckons you towards him. Whispers. What few people know, other than my family, is that there was another attack that day, one which didn't make the news. A chill slightly goes down your spine and you find your gaze focusing on the floor below. We're dancing on someone's grave. Victor shakes his head and points at the surrounding crowd. We're not, but they are. However, I don't think you have anything to worry about. This spot seems to register negative, at least on spectral activity. Okay, who wants to say it first? That line about headstones and bodies. That's good to know. So what are you going to do the rest of the night? I imagine I shall go home. Since this place is devoid of any activity, I see little reason to stay. Ask him if he wants to dance. Ask him if he wants a drink. Suggest a different place he could look. Well, ladies? You got this big slab of man in front of you. What do you think? Go home and do sit-ups all night. I only did 1,000 crunches today. It's clearly not enough. Alright, so Kitten, is that you saying you suggest dance? And Panda, what do you think? Let's dance, motherfucker! Now remember, this guy is related to, Dance. Yeah, remember this guy is related to, the Irish mob, so, you know, going let's dance is not necessarily good phrasing. Okay. Victor, social alignment plus. Each love interest has 2 different possible alignments, which will determine if the love interest remains with you long-term, and the epilogue texts. To unlock the happy epilogues, one of the 2 alignments must reach a value of 10, otherwise the bittersweet epilogue will show. Okay. So far we got Victor moved up a little bit. You know, while you're in a nightclub, maybe you want to dance? I guess we're not whispering anymore? Dance? Me? I don't see anyone else I'm speaking to, not unless your meter was wrong and there is an actual ghost here. I'm going to say we picked right because the relationship went up. Well, you see, oh, look at the time, I really have to go. Look at the time on my non-existent wristwatch. And with that, Victor makes his exit, though there is a loud hiss when he passes a couple of speakers, as if a crackle of static suddenly got caught. Okay, oh, we have options to approach the other people. Neat. Who now? It did go weirdly, but I'll tell you this, Misfit, there is very little in this game that isn't going to go weirdly. So, Kitten, what do you think? Hi, Insomniosis, welcome. Good to see you. Hey, good, we got 3 people to make decisions now. Awesome. Okay, so we got Nadia. Insomniosis, just so you know, this is a dating game with some horror themes called Love Bites. And right now we're in the early stages of relationship making. And I just want to point out, I don't know if this is something else I'm looking at, but if that is her neck, like, that is really weird. Like, she look like she's got like mecha neck thing going from He-Man. Kitten, I really don't either. You know, everything I know about going clubbing I've learned from, well, video games and movies, so I'm probably wrong. But yes, we approach Nadia. As you make your way to Nadia, you see her eyes still scanning the crowd. However, when she sees you coming to her direction, her face breaks out in a smile. Just want to see something real quick. Options. Haven't saved this for quite a while. These are from my old game from a long, long time ago. I'm glad to see such a friendly face. It's nice to see you again, Mrs. Now, what did I tell you to call me earlier? Mistress. Sorry about that, Nadia. That's much better. So, what do I owe the pleasure of your company? I saw you sitting by yourself, and you looked a little bit lonely. Well, I appreciate the thought. I admit I was just thinking of leaving. Bar hopping isn't your thing? They're all right, but I prefer something a little more cozy, less noisy. And then be grateful they aren't showcasing a new band. Really bad, huh? They were bad enough to get dogs outside howling. Well, you know, they played in the Slaughtered Lamb, so what do you expect? Oh my, it does sound like I dodged a bullet there. A silver bullet. Yeah, I had to do it. Her drink now empty, Nadia pushes the glass away and slightly pats the back of her hair. How's your little sweetheart doing? Sweetheart? Your dog, I believe you called him Nick? Yes. Yes, Insomniosis, exactly. He's doing fine, although he was glad to get home, especially after that rainstorm. He reminds me of a puppy I once had. Sorry, I don't mean to bore you. I have to admit I was just thinking of you. Uh-huh. Age restricted, perhaps? Blushes. Sorry, I didn't mean... oh, listen, they're playing Van Halen. I think that's Hot for Teacher. Oh, sorry. Madonna Bra, yeah. Forget about it. Right, so if you don't really care for bars, why are you here? Let's just say that I had a feeling that I had to be here. I know it might be hard to explain, but There's a lot of that going around. I mean, Victor noticed the storm before it happened. Maybe he had something to do with it. I know, there's something in the air, something that just isn't right. Carbon emissions. You're starting to make me worried. Sorry, beautiful, I don't mean to sound so creepy. I'm not calling you beautiful or anything. So if you weren't here tonight, what would you be doing? Oh, that's easy. I would probably be curled up on the couch, blanket wrapped around my shoulders, looking at my books. Ah-ha! Your Grimm books, yes, your Tales from the Brothers Grimm. Almost sounds romantic. Perhaps. For what it's worth, though, I'm glad to see you. As am I. I guess I'm a bit of a recluse when I'm not teaching class or doing research for my next book. So, this feeling you mentioned earlier. Yes, it's hard for me to explain, but let's just say that I thought something bad was going to happen, and I can't fight this feeling anymore. And you were going to stop it? Possibly. However, my hunches aren't exactly explicit. Rips open her bra. Now they're explicit. Maybe it wasn't about a place so much as a person. Certainly. As I said, it was vague at best, and now I don't notice anything at all. I don't know if this is coincidence that she's saying this after Victor left. Because who knows, maybe she would have said this, her dialogue wouldn't have changed at all if we talked to her first. Well, between the both of us, I'm sure we could keep something bad from happening. Yes, I believe in the power of you two. Laser lass and teacher bait. I appreciate your support, really I do. Unfortunately, it may have already happened. My feelings don't come with an exact time and date. I'm getting goosebumps just listening to you. I'm almost ready to ask you to read my palm. If that is what you wish. What? I said I could read your palm, if you wish. Let her read your palm, shake your head, joke you'd rather have tarot cards. Okay, everybody, please vote. Let her read it. Misfit, palm. Okay. Well, somniosis, we're going with palm, so... Nadia, witch alignment +1. Okay. You extend your hand forward, palm side up. Nadia's left hand envelops yours almost as soft as a caress. There is a small bit of red in Nadia's cheek, but she says little else as she starts to trace some of the lines on your hand with her right index finger. This top line is the heart line. It predicts how easy it is for you to fall in love. What does it say? That whoever stands by your side will have few regrets. Note that it didn't say no regrets. Whoever stands by your side will be a big fan of Postal 4, no regrets. Then I guess we'll have to make our own fireworks. What? Are you saying you're going to blow the lifeline or the palm lines off your hand afterwards? Okay then. Moving on. This is your lifeline, and it means... Uh-oh. I don't like that look. Means what? Sorry, it is just superstition after all. I really have to get going. I hope to talk with you tomorrow. I'm sorry to be poor company, but I have to get going. I still have some papers to grade, and they won't get done by themselves. And besides, I was already a witness to 3 other deaths this month. I can't do a 4th. It just wouldn't look good on my resume. Oh, shit. Moved my mouse a little too far and went off the window. You take a seat at the bar and order another drink. For a moment, you allow your mind to wander and manage to find a moment's peace. Great, suddenly this became Final Destination. To give you a brief recap, Caitlin here is a twin sister to her brother Brandon. She's living with her parents and her stepsister Sabrina. She has a job coming up, but she's looking at other jobs around town. She's just graduated college. And she's met a whole bunch of different people who are now showing back up at the bar. and basically trying to get to know them. There was also this creepy guy named Tristan who tried to give her a drink from someone he wouldn't recognize, he wouldn't identify, and she refused the drink. Anyway, unknown voice. Looks like you don't have a care in the world. I'd treasure that if I were you. Hello. Oh my god, it's Evil Phoenix Wright. Your eyes snap open and you see a dark-haired man standing several feet away. He is drinking a beverage, one that looks rather familiar to you. It takes a few more seconds when you realize that man's beverage looks like the one your secret admirer sent to you. Are you trying to intimidate me? Perish the thought, as if I would do something so uncouth. You rejected my drink? Take that! Look, I don't even know you, let alone how you would act. And it shall remain that way in light of your previous rudeness. Rudeness? Come, lying doesn't become you. I have no idea what you're talking about. Before the unknown man can answer, another shadow falls upon you, this time that of a red-headed woman in a gothic dress. Her eyes dart from you to the unknown man and back to you again. Is everything all right here? No, Miss Volpes. Everything is quite fine. In fact, I was just on my way out of this fine establishment. Miss Volpes gives the man a measuring look, and when she next speaks, there is a lethal edge to her tone. Hello! I'll be keeping my eye on you, Damien. Looks like someone in need of a job and or date. Yeah, she isn't evil at all. At all. I have no idea how she works the cash register with those. Tut, Miss Volpes, always with the threats. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd think you didn't like me. One final word of warning. Don't get on my bad side. You wouldn't like it. When I'm Gothic. So noted. However, if I may offer a piece of advice to you and this young lady, rudeness may carry its own consequences, ones you may not even dream of. With that last cryptic statement, Damien heads for the exit and leaves almost as quickly as he had entered your life. Does he come here often? Because if he does, I promise you he won't grace these premises again. I apologize if he happened to sour your evening's entertainment. Yeah, I brought the mic audio down a bit because I was clipping into the red a bit more than I liked. So hopefully you can hear me okay. You're about to say something else when Nathan and Kasumi saunter up to you. They try to engage in conversation, but from the way they're slurring their speech, you doubt they will remember this evening, let alone carry on a coherent conversation. At least I was spared a massive headache. I better see to getting you home.
This episode's Palm Sunday was made possible by Mike Panza, Rick in Baltimore, D. Ioti, Chumpy Cat, Shin Majin, the post-production contributions of Matthew Carr Anderson, and all my well-read lycanthro fans. Thank you very much for your continued support. Until we game again.